welcome to today's class. Obichukwu, you're welcome.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So, before they join, so let's start our class, okay? They're going to start. It's already 8 o'clock. So, can you just give us a brief summary of what you learned in our previous class before we move forward?
Okay, sir, from the last class, we talked about logical operators, and you made mention of some of the logical operators. We have like the like operators, the in operators, the between, the null, the and the or, and not. Then you also gave examples using the table in knowing how to operate each of these operators, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to look at on what by ordered by, and we are going to work with our previous data, which is the student data set. So let's see how we can what make use of ordered by. So when you hear the word ordered by, what comes to your mind?
From what I understand by ordered by is um putting it in an arrangement, either in an ascending order or descending order.
Good, good. I love that statement. So it's a way you can what arrange your data set. So we have what the ascending and then the descending order. So we can ascend, we can descend. So let's see how we can what make use of the ordered by. So first of all, we are working with this table, and please look at this last name. It started with A, J, and G, Lillian. So the list of students are not ordered. If you check, they are not ordered. And for us to what order them, we are going to what make use of what the select. We are going to select off from what the student. Okay, so look at it. Select, select, or select or from what student, because it's our student database we are working with. So we are going to say we ordered by. Now we are going to say ordered by, and ordered by we are going to specify which column we want to order. Now let's copy this last name. We are going to copy and paste it here. Now ordered by last name, and we are going to also ordered by what their first name. Okay, let's copy this and also ordered by the first name. So we are going to move on, and so now we want to order it now. Look at it. Did you see everything is ordered now? Can you see it? Everything is ordered. So since we have ordered, we can use what the ordered by function to make it uh, um, ordered the column. So Obichuku, I believe you can see what I've done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's see how we can what make it to descending and what ascending order. Now ascending order in SQL is ALC. ALC is what ascending order. Descending order in SQL is what DESC. DESC is descending order, and that is how you can what make it to uh, descend to 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 ascending and also descend to descending order. So let's see. Now, what are we going to do now? We are going to what add what uh, a we are going to attach ASC, and we are going to descend this column first name. Let's descend the first name D E. Okay, now we have descend it now. Now we are going to highlight it. When we highlight it, you see now our last name is what? Ascending order, is in ascending order. So our first name is what? In descending order. You see, it started with Emu, Emu, O, F, Emu. Did you see? So this is how we can what? Make use of what? The ascending and descending order. So in SQL, we have uh, comment. Comment. Now every line of code, if you want to comment it, just like we explained this ascending and descending order, we can use comment to explain it on the code. And comments are not readable by the program, okay, by the software. They are just text which uh, it's the system recognize when you use the right pattern of comment. Okay, so we have what comment. We have different way to what write comment. So we have different way to write comment. One, we have what the dash dash comment, and also we have what the forward asterisk and the closing asterisk slash. So we are going to see how we can what make a comment. Now, in this our statement we just created, when we ascend to descend. So we are going to write a comment here. So let's see. Now we are going to use what the dash dash. Okay, dash dash, and we are going to say this is select command. Now this is a comment we just wrote. We just wrote this is select command, and we use the word the dash dash. So let's use the other pattern of what comment. So let's attach other pattern of comment. So we are going to what write it like this. Let's see how we can what write it. Now we're going to use slash asterisk. Now we are going to say let's add the comment here. Yeah, let's say here is the order type of writing, okay, writing a comment. So now we'll close it with what the the order the forward, okay. Now this is a comment, this is a comment. So Obichukwu, you have question to ask.
Yes, I have a question. Sorry, the asterisk you put, like,
Okay,
does it
hold
have
on.
a meaning in giving the comment?
You, I don't understand, please recap.
Like, I mean, the slash you give and the asterisk, like this star here, like, does it have a meaning to the comments you are
Yeah,
giving?
yeah, it has a meaning because we want to tell this system to recognize this as what a comment, because when you leave it like that it will run the text, and which it will produce an error for us because it. Let's see an example. Look at it. When there is no backslash, when there is no pattern of writing this comment, look at it. You see that it look like a code. Do you see it, Obichukwu?
Yes, I see it.
And when you see this asterisk here, it says that there's an error. So once you attach what your slash asterisk and also asterisk slash, it will recognize it as what? A comment, and there's no error indicating again. I believe you can see it. I believe you can see it. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So there are so many other ways to write a comment. Okay, there are so many other ways to write a comment. So Musa, you're welcome. Adullah, you're welcome. Now let's move on to what? SQL aggregate function. SQL aggregate function. When we talked about SQL aggregate function, SQL is an excellent, when you talked about aggregating data, SQL helps you to what? Create aggregate data, just like your Excel, which creates a pivot table when you can aggregate, where you it help you to aggregate your data. When we talk about aggregating, it look like categorizing your data. Also, it will help you to make your work look more organized. You don't need to write much code. You don't need to write much code. So what are the aggregate functions? What are the aggregate functions? So these aggregate functions are mostly used. It is common to us. If you have worked with Excel, if you have worked with Excel, you will see that the aggregate function we are talking about is still the same with the Excel. So what are the list of aggregate function? The list of aggregate function are what? The count, the sum. We have what? The count, the sum, the mean, the max, the average, and so many more. So now I will end here by I will not use this database again. So I will not use this database again, and I think I've explained how you can create a database, how you can analyze the data. Now let's use the default database. Let's use the default database, which is the Scalar database. This Scalar database is a database that comes with what? The SQL Workbench, and which have already been created. So you have a lot of what? Tables. So because I have a lot of tables, that is why I'm using what? The already uh, created database, which is the default database on Workbench. So let's see. Let me make use of what? The Scalar database. So I'm going to say use what? Scalar. Normally at the beginning of the class I told you how you can what? Use a particular database. Now we are going to what? Use Scalar. Now if we use Scalar, automatically everything we are doing is being referred to what? This Scalar database. This Scalar database. So I'm using what? The Scalar database. So let's see what the table called actor. So we are going to what? We are going to what? Select all from what? Actor. Select. So let me just copy. Select all from what? Actor. I believe you guys are following. If you are following, please kindly indicate using the stickers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Musa, are you following?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Adulai,
following.
Adulai, is Adulai in class? So I want everyone to always follow me in class and respond to what every uh, every questions I ask. So Adulai, are you in class?
Yeah, I'm with
Okay,
you.
let's move on. Now this is what the select off on what the actor. So let me close it from here, and we are going to what? Use it. Now look at it. This is the actor. So I can also what? Use categories. So let's see categories. So I want to see the database that has what? Data, more data. So let's use category. categories. So category, and we're going to select our category, and let's see. Okay, we have what customers. So let's see customers. I'm trying to view them and see which one we can work with using the aggregate function. Okay, customers. Good. Now look at it. I'm using what the aggregate function. So that's why I want to see the one with much uh, details. Now I'm going to what use what the number of what let's say active, let's say the active what the active customers. Let's move on. Let's move on. So now let me explain count. I believe you have heard about count, so I'm going to explain count. So count is like counting a particular role. It's like counting what a particular row or column. You just want to count, but you are not making an addition. It's just to count how many in attendance, but you are not summing. So we have sum. Sum is what adding all together. You want to add a particular column. You want to add everything together. So let's say, okay, let's look at on maximum. So what do you understand by maximum, and what do you understand by minimum? Opichuku.
Okay, from what I understand by maximum, it's more like will I say the sum of the highest number or data, while minimum is more like the lowest sum of data.
Okay, good. So let's move on. So minimum and maximum return the highest and the lowest and the highest value in a particular column respectively. So let someone tell me what they understand by what average. So Musa, what do you understand by average?
I think average means average is like, how can I put this thing? Let's say the total number of things in the column divided by the exact number, like the count. Let's say there is total of 8 numbers there and they are divided into 4 places. So it should now
Okay,
be 8 divided by 4, which is 2. 2 will be like the average,
good. Okay, good. I love that
if it makes sense.
that so but average, to calculate average is the group of all selected value. Okay, let's say the total number of students, the total number of students by, okay, by the average. Okay, let's say the total number of students by uh the average. Okay, or yes, let's say average. Okay, let's move on. So now let's see how we can what count. Let's see how we can count. Now I'm going to what count what the active customers. So let's see how many active customers. Active customers. I'm going to say select what? I'm going to say select counts, the count of what the active customers. So let's say count, then your asterisk. This asterisk is all. Remember all. So count all from what? From customer. Count all from customer. Okay. Count all from customer, or okay, or count off from where okay, count off for customer where active is what equal to 1. Okay, now let's do it like this. We are going to say count off from from customer customers, okay, comma customer, okay, where we are going to what add the where, let's say active. Okay, let's add where active column is equal to 1. Let's copy this. Let's say where active is what equal to 1. Let's see this. I might have an error. Okay, now I do not have an error. Now, did you see all our active students, all our active customers are what? 584. Do you see it? Hello?
Yes.
I- So these are all the active. For example, you are working with an organization and they want to know the active customers. Now, all the active customers, you can just write a simple code, select all from customer where active is equal to 1. Now, automatically, every active customer will be grouped together to give you all the active customer. For example, your boss wants, let's say, want to increase salaries, want to increase salary. Let's say they want from the low staffs. Let's say they have staffs of grade 1 to grade 8. Okay, grade 8 and grade 8. Let's say grade 8, and your boss said that from 5 to what? From 5 to let's say from 5 you want, okay, or 0. He gave specific number 0, okay, or he gave a condition that from 5 to 0 they want to what increase what their payment, or they want to promote them. So he want to get the statistics if the company can be able to what promote the number of candidates. So you can just do it like that, and easily you can just get the number of count of people that will be promoted. Okay, let's see this. Let's see, let's add a condition. Let's say lesser or greater than what? 1. Okay, let's say lesser or greater than 1, or greater than 1, where active is equal or greater than 1, equal or greater than 1. Okay, let's see. So let's see if it will run. It will run. So we have number that is greater than 1. So now let's see uh, our customers database again. Did you see all the active on that particular role is 111, and the one with 0, it did not count it. So this is how what you can make use of what it. And the total number of the total number of customers is 509,999. Okay, 599. So move on. Okay, now you can also do it like this. You can also search for maybe all the people that bear Moses. You can give any condition you want. Okay, you can give any condition. Now, okay, so let's move on. We have count. Now let's see how we can what sum. Let's see how we can what sum. Now we can also what sum. How can we sum? We can just specify the columns, and we say from the table we can give the condition. You can give a condition. If why we give condition are for example you want to look at specific, you want to be specific, that's why we give out condition. So but now let's see how we can what let's sum every column without what condition. So let's sum what the active the total active. Let's sum total active. Okay, we are going to say sum. Now, in this time around, we are not going to what add what the bracket. We are not going to what add the bracket again. So, okay, we can just say or. Let's say or and the table name. Let's say or the table name, or we can just specify like this. So we have different ways to write our program. Okay, we have different ways to what write program, but how you can be able to achieve it, that is what matters. Okay, I want you to have the mindset of what developing your lines of code, your syntax. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see. Now the total number is what 584 of active members. So the active member is what 584, because it added them all, the one with zero it did not included it. Obichukwu, did you see it? It did not add the one with zeros,
Yes, sir.
because we are summing. Zero is what nothing. Okay, so let's move on. I believe you guys are following up.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on and see uh how we can make use of what the meaning and the, let's say, the meaning. So since you have seen me working with the sum and the meaning, so I want someone to write a code for me now on how to what get the meaning. Okay, I've teach you how you can get the total sum. Now let's say okay, Musa, write a code for me. Yeah, direct me on how I can what get the maximum. Let's see our customer. Let's see our customers database. Now,
Okay.
direct me on how I can get what the maximum store ID.
Okay.
Okay,
I think at the top you have already select you select maximum.
just direct me from what. How can I get it?
Yes,
Like
okay,
what stage?
select. Oh, yeah, I select.
Okay, select.
Yes. Then maximum.
Okay, max.
Yes.
Okay, I've write it. Someone can still try
Hello.
you. I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
So what am I going to write next?
store ID. Like you copy this store ID. We are
Okay,
supposed to find the maximum of store ID.
okay, yeah. So I've copied it. Where will I paste it? Should I put bracket
You
or
pay,
I'll
yes,
paste
pull
it like
brackets,
that?
pull bracket,
Okay,
pull bracket.
okay.
Yes. Then store
I'll
ID.
close
Close the
it.
bracket.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So
From
let's
customer.
move on again. From customer.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Clap for you. So thank you. You tried. Thank you. I appreciate
It
you.
worked.
And
Okay.
yeah, it
Yes, sir.
works. So I have seen that
Thank
you
you.
have been following. Nice code from you. So the total maximum. So let's go to what our database again. Let's go to what our database. And did you see the simplicity of Python on SQL? Sorry, SQL. So did you see the simplicity? With just simple code, you have gotten the maximum customer. So if you check out what the store ID, you see that it's only two that is available. Okay, it's only two. So two is what the maximum number. So someone should direct me on how we can what get the meaning. So Adulai, I'd like,
Yeah, I'm with you.
how can we get the meaning?
We just select minimum open bracket so underscore ID then close the bracket.
Is that all? I've written that. Is that all?
Yeah, like from customer.
Okay, from customer. Yeah, you are following. So that is how you can what get what the meaning, and the meaning is what one. So if you see our code is what correct. So nice one from you guys. So nice one from Adulai and Musa. Good. So it seems that you guys are following. So we have looked at on what maxi and meaning and that. So let's come to what Obiachuku. Obichuku, can you write a code for us on how we can what get the average of what the let's say the average of uh, let's say the average of what uh, ID number, address ID, the average of address ID. Obichuku.
Okay, sir. Select average.
Okay, let's say select average.
Um,
Okay, are we putting bracket or not?
we are putting brackets, sir.
Okay, average now. So
Address
what are we
ID.
address ID? So I'm going to copy and paste. So what
We
next?
close brackets.
Close the bracket and move
Then
on.
from
Let's move on.
customer.
Okay, from customer. Nice one. Nice one. You guys are just catching up with everything we have been doing in class. So now this is our average, and now you see the total average is what 300 304.72 for. So you can work on this, you can play with this, you can give an instruction, and so many things you can do on what excel sqs, sorry. So many things you can work on excel. So Eugino, you're welcome, Eugino, from code made easy community. So you're welcome, Eugino. How are you doing? Eugino, Eugino Asong, you're welcome. Eugino. Okay, please.
Thank you.
Okay, please note that whenever I called you, always respond. You might be kicked out if you did not respond. Okay, please, so that when you join, we will know that you are following with us, because we always log people out, because most students might just try to log in and be doing other things. They are not following the class. Okay, that's why we try to respond. I try to check everyone in attendance. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
So Eugene, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So now let's move on. Now there is something we call what the group by clause, SQL group by clause. We have a word called SQL group by clause. Group by allow you to what separate data into what groups, which can what be aggregated independently of one another, of what one another. So group by, it just like, let me just break it down for you. I've just been speaking English, so let me break it down for you so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. So Group by is like combining two columns, three columns together. Okay, that stands alone. Just like, okay, when we view our database, you see that the customer database stands alone. So we can take a particular okay, we can what take a particular what column out from where, from this table, and group by what, let's say the count. After we have count it, we can okay, let's move on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on and see what I'm trying to do. Now, let's see the count. We are going to group it by what, the first name. So we are going to group it by the first name. So we are going to see the count of what, or ID, address ID, the count of address ID, or the count of address ID. So we are going to say select what? We are going to select what are we going to select? So let's select what? Let's select first name. Let's select first name. Select first name. So we are going to what? Select first name, and we are going to count all, count all, or no, okay, yes, count all. Let's see this. I'm trying to make sure I bring out something that will make sense to you, so that you can understand it. So count, or let's say count all. So count all. Now count all, and as what, count. Okay, as count from what, from, let's say, from customer, customer, and we are going to say group by, group by group by the address. Let's say we can group by the email, the counts, and group by their email. Or okay, let's see, count by, I'm coming to, so this camp is giving me an error. I'm trying to see if I have an error here. So let's move on. Count, and we are going to work with what, address. Let's say address ID, copy and paste. Let's see if it works out best. Okay, we are going to work with it. Okay, copy. I'm coming. Paste it here. Let's use the first name. So we are going to separate it by what, comma. Okay, now good. Now let's see our results. Good. Okay, now who can explain this code for us? What did I do? Who can explain for us? Can you explain? Obichuko, can you explain?
Sorry, I don't really understand, sir.
Okay, you don't understand. That's why I'm trying to make sure that I explain. So I want to see if any one of you understand. So, Adelaide, do you understand?
Yeah, I think what I get there is that you selected the first name,
Okay.
and then you group them all by their first name. their photo as well from
Okay,
the
now,
customer database or something.
okay, now see what I did. I said that we should select all from what? The first name. Select all from first name. Okay. Now, count all as count. Then this count all as what? Count as this place is what? As alias name. Just to give it alias name, like name that you can use. We want to create a separate column, and we want to give it a name called count. That is why I use what? As count. So we said that we should count all in the what? All the first name, and after we have counted, we should create a colon which is called count. Now, we said that from what? Customer, and group by what? Their first name, by their first name. Now we want to count root. It's just like we want to know how many persons that is okay. We want to know how many persons that is bearing what? Root. We want to know how many persons that is bearing what? Sharon. We want to know how many persons that is what? Bearing Michelle. I believe you guys understand what I'm explaining.
Okay, yeah, I think I get it now.
Now, good. Now, for example, your boss told you that uh, we have so many people uh, that
Like
has
people of the same
similar,
name.
yeah, similar name. So we want to know them. We want to know how many of them that has similar name. They will just go to the admin will just go to the database and what? Write this simple code, and you will see how many roots, how many Sharon. For example, you are working uh with a university, a school, or a university that has large population. So you want to know different names and their categories, how many counts of students or of lecturers that has what? Same name, so that they can what? Easily what? Identify the lecturer. So that is why you can what? Write out this simple code, and everything will move forward. I want to check on every one of us if we are following, if we understand it, so that if you do not understand, I will go over again and explain. So, Obichuku, do you understand this code we wrote?
Yes, sir, I understand, but I came up with something in my head. I don't know that it makes sense, but is it going to make sense if I say count all as address ID?
Okay. Count or count
As
or as
address ID instead of accounts. Does this still work like that?
if you use when we talk about house, as as is like giving it a temporary name. Okay. Now let's see something. Now this count now, let me write it like this underscore. So let's change the name. Let's say count underscore each staff. Each, let's say staff names. Staff, okay, let's say count staff bearing same name. Staff underscore, let's say bearing what? Same underscore name. So now let's see it. Let's run this again. Did you see it? Did you see what I wrote? Did you see the column? The column has changed. It gave us a separate column. It said count staff bearing same name. I believe you understand, Obichuku.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand. Thank you.
So first name and the count of staff bearing was same name. So now, okay, before I move on, let me ask Adulai if he understand it. Adulai, do you understand?
Yeah.
So Musa, do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So let's move on. So have you heard about naming convention before? Naming convention in programming language. Oh, okay, let me just ask you questions. Is there anyone studying computer science in any higher institution? Hello? Is there anyone who studies computer science? Okay, none. So let's
I
move on.
studied computer science, so
Okay,
still,
okay. You study computer science, right?
yes.
Have you heard about naming convention in programming language?
Yes, I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it again. But I know I've heard of it.
Okay, now that's why you are here. So let's go back here over again. So now
Uh,
let's say naming convention. For example, we want to write it. We want to give a particular let's say particular line of a particular code a specific name which any any persons can easily understand. Even if you are not a programmer, you can easily understand. And if you are a programmer, you can also understand. Naming convention help you to what? For help you to for readability purpose. Help you for what? Readability purpose. Naming convention is more important to know as a programmer. You have to understand the convention on how you can what? Write different variable names, different comments. Okay, just look at how I wrote the count staff bearing same name. Did you see it's readable and it's more understandable? Okay. Uh, and also, when you are creating variables, I want each and every one of you to go back again and go back to Google. Let me just search on Google here. So let me just search on Google and share my screen. So let's say uh, rules for naming variables. Okay, now I will share my screen. Someone will read for us. Okay, someone will read for us. Obichuku, can you read for us? Hello, Obichuku, can you read for us?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Variable naming rules including starting with a letter or underscore, using only letters, numbers, and underscores, not using spaces or special characters, and not using reserved keywords.
Okay,
Additionally,
good.
okay,
Okay, read on.
okay,
Start
is
from
it
additional.
okay? Additionally, variable names are case sensitive, meaning my variable and my variable are different. Should I continue,
Okay,
sir?
move. Yes, continue. Just continue.
Okay,
I want it to
essential
another.
rules. Start must begin with a letter A to Z. That's small letter A to Z and capital letter A to Z or an underscore. Characters can only contain letters, numbers 0 to 9 and underscores. No spaces. Variable names variable names cannot contain spaces. Use underscore, that is total underscore cost, or camel space case, sorry, total cost instead. Then case sensitive, upper and lower case letters are distinct. H, that is small letter, small word H, then capital H, and H are three different variables. Then reserved words cannot use reserved words or keywords like int, if, for as variable names.
Okay, you can stop. So now, did you see? Now, in any programming language, even in SQL, in Python, in C plus, C sharp, any programming language, you have to obey these rules. You have to obey rules in naming variables. And in when you are writing code, I know you are not writing variables too much in SQL, but you have to have the knowledge of it. So case sensitive is more important. Case sensitive. So when you are working with different programming language, you might see that most of the programming language has case sensitive, and when you write a, a variable that has same similar name, it might land you to an error message. Also, when you want to what make comments, you make it what more readable. So now let me search your words for naming convention. Okay, so let's use naming convention in Python. So Adulai, can you read for us? Adulai?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, just read for us.
Yeah. Python naming convention, largely guided by PEP8, aim for readability and consistency. Then the
Okay.
general rules: variable and function. Use snake case, lowercase with word separated by underscores.
Okay. So just continue. Move on here. Class exemption.
Okay, classes and
Exception.
exemption. Use cap word or camel case, that is capitalize the first letter of each word. Exception should typically end with error.
Okay. Okay, good. Now, okay, read this important consideration.
Avoid using single letter names like L, O, or I. Lowercase l, uppercase O, uppercase I, as they can be easily confused with number or other character.
So
Then
I want
descriptive names. Okay.
okay, let's stop here and move on to our SQL. So I want you to take note of this. Naming convention is more important in our programming language in any you are writing out. So make your code more readable for use other users to what understand what you are trying to explain, so that people that are not programmers can understand it very well. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. So what is the time now? Let me check. We have spent an hour, right? Or should we continue? Should we continue? Hello, should we
For me,
continue?
I'll say yes. As for me,
Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, now, uh, now let's group by what? Let's see how we can what group by columns, and also we are also going to see how we can what group and ordered by. and we are going to see more. So let's just see more on this. Now let's see our database again. It's a lot of what customers. Coming, what's happening? A lot of from customer. Okay, good. Now we have what we have group by column now. We have group by column before. Have we group by column? Yes. Now let's see how we can uh group by with what ordered by group by and ordered by. So ordered by, remember we talked about arrangements. It's arrangement. So now let's select what the first name. Let's select all from first name, and we are going to see the count of what. Okay, let's select. Let's move on. We are going to select first name, copy and comma, and last name, copied and paste. So it's all about copy and paste. So sorry for that. So now let's say count. We are going to use what as. Let's say as what we are going to use counts. I believe you understand as now. It's not a new thing to you guys. So count. It's an alias name. So count. Let's say count. Coming. So count, and we are going to say from what customer. So let me just copy customer and customer group by what. So I will just copy this, copy and paste. So I'm just going to copy this and just copy this, copy. So now you can what also ordered by. So we are going to what ordered by. Now we are going to what interchange first. So we are going to say ordered by, ordered by. So we paste. Now instead of the first name coming first, and we are going to put it here. So ordered by is all about arrangement, ascending to descending order. So we have already explained it at the beginning of this class. So don't be confused about that. Now let's move on. Let's see our code, our line of code. Let's see our line of code. Okay, so ordered by, sorry, good. So this is how we ordered by. Uh, if you see, the last name is ordered by. If you see, the last name is ordered by before the first name is ordered by. So this is the order of student, order of customer by their last name and with their first name. So let's move on. So I believe you understand this particular code I just written. So let me just clear the output. So clear. I believe you understand. Is there any question to ask? Is there any question from you guys? If you are not clear.
Yeah, actually, I'm clear. But the
Yes.
order by, so I was actually feeling like when you said order by, like last name then first name. How come the first name is coming before the last name? Like I didn't get that part.
Ordered by is all about arrangement. Okay. When you talk about group by is to bring out. Okay. You understand?
Oh, oh, okay.
It's just about arrangement. It's not bringing out your what your column. So the group by does the bringing out of what your views. Okay, your columns. You see, when I group by with what the first name and last name. Now I said I want to arrange it. Ordered by just arrangement. Okay, do you understand?
I get.
Yeah, it's all about arrangement. It does not start. It's not. It does not talk about your views. It's all about your arrangement. So, is there any question? Should I move on?